Hey, hello, and welcome to another episode of Show and Tell. This is a special episode where I'm your guest today. Normally it's Phil and Lamore, sometimes it's Noe and Pedro, but today I got to take the reins, so I'm excited to see your projects and talk to you about what you've been up to. If you're interested in coming on Show and Tell, head on over to the Adafruit Discord. It's at adafruit.it/Discord. You can go to the live broadcast chat channel, and in there you'll see a link for our SteamYard. I've got Steam on the brain because of that Steam Deck. StreamYard, where you can join in, and we'll take a few minutes to take a look at everyone's projects, have a little chat, and we'll be done in time for Ask an Engineer, which is happening right after this week. So thanks, everyone. And first off, we're going to bring on from DigiKey, our good friend, Kevin.
Hey, JP. How you doing?
I'm well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So
what's new?
A couple of really exciting things. Well, the first thing is we had our first successful tests of our new warehouse. So people will begin getting their parts at even faster and with a lot more technology built into it. It's an amazing facility. I'm still working on getting the approvals to do show and tell from deep inside one of these days.
Can you just send a GoPro through the thing for us?
Oh, I would love to. You know how many people have said that? You just put a 360 camera on the belt and
for sure.
The 20-minute life of your order or something. We're trying to do things.
We can't wait.
It's amazing. The other thing that's exciting, which I'm going to have to chat with Noe and Pedro a little bit and learn a little more about 3D printing, but we are creating a LulzBot that is going to be a DigiKey edition. So let's see if I can turn it a little brighter. So instead of all the lime green, it's going to be red. So we're pretty excited about that. We just got everything finalized this week, and we should be taking inventory very soon and selling these awesome LulzBot 3D printers.
Oh, that's really cool. So those are going to be in that size. Do they do multiple sizes?
They do multiple sizes, but the red DigiKey edition is going to be the sidekick size, 747. It's 300 by 300. It's pretty nice.
That's great. Oh, that's a nice size bed. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Is that something that is going to be for sale online soon?
Yep.
Did you
have be on the DigiKey website very soon? We're getting close. So I mean, I just thought I'd give kind of a sneak peek to the viewers on Show and Tell that
that's
cool. That will be coming.
And the only restriction is that it prints red filament exclusively. Is that right?
Exclusively red filament, which is exactly why I have white on it right now.
Oh, you rebel. That's really cool. That's exciting. Congratulations on that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. LulzBot's a great company to work with, so we're looking forward to it.
Is that one that integrates Octoprint or other?
So this one I have with the Raspberry Pi shortage. It's hard to get Pis.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm running Octoprint on the new Pi 0W2.
Oh, wow.
So it's a really small form factor, and I was actually able to fit all of the hardware inside of see if I can point to it, inside of the controller box. So it's great. And then I have a camera set up, and I have a how-to guide on how to get all that set up on maker.io. But yeah, we're excited about it. We're trying to do more maker things, more 3D printing.
That's really huge. That's so exciting to see DigiKey doing something like this. That's so very targeted at that maker type of community with 3D printer.
Yeah, and even education. All the schools I was talking to our local school, and they're getting a bunch of printers. So it's out there. So
that's great. Congratulations.
More advice from Noe and Pedro. I mean, they're the geniuses behind it.
Very cool. All right. Well, thank you so much for that. Thanks for that announcement, and we'll check in soon to maybe see that in action.
Sounds good. Well, thank you very much.
Thanks. Take care. All right. Let's see. Next up, speaking of Noe and Pedro and 3D printing and LulzBots, it's Noe and Pedro.
Oh, what a coincidence. 2 of our printers just died on us.
Oh,
just got finished coming out of the garage, kicking it out in there. So yeah, there's 2 available spots in the little
No kidding. Oh, well, that's got to get filled.
So I'll continue cleaning it off and getting my red filament ready. And I don't know if you have noticed, like the screenshot for our show, that there's a LulzBot in there.
Oh,
so yeah, we're already ready to go.
Really good fit. I mean, it was made to be.
Yeah. So this week Switch cameras.
Yep. I got you.
There we go. Yeah. So PT found these really cool Nike shoes that came out that have like these heels on the sides that let you attach 3D printed like clips to them. So of course, his request was some Circuit Playgrounds attached to that with some like little rocket boosters. The Nikes come with their own sort of like not printed. These are like injection molded. It keeps saying that, but it's like a TPU, and of course it like barely fits on there. There's no like mounts for anything. So of course we recreated it so you can go ahead and get all of the STL files. So if you want to edit it and attach any other sort of any of the Adafruit electronics on there, so some air quality sensing or something, or just do fun like all the kids have when they run around every kid shoe has the light up LED. So of course they don't have any for adults. Why would they? So here's a way to make your own.
Yeah, that's really
cool.
So
all completely modular. They were using like these like what is it? These screws that like were rusted. So I was like, dude, come on. Why cheap out on that and not use like these cool PC thumb screws so you can go ahead and edit, have those go on in there like that. So everything attaches with the screws, and then you can, of course, print your own modified version of them because everybody has different shoe sizes. So you can have the file so you can edit it to your foot size. So yeah, and then the code for this super simple in Make code. So it's using like the G force when you step, and it does a little animation. And I definitely can't hear the pew pew. Kind of.
Oh, I heard a pew.
Yeah, and because it's doing all the Make code stuff, it's so cool. You can go in there and add it like the iteration for this so fast. So of course you have like when you fall, you have like a little animation, and I don't think anybody will hear that, but if you happen to fall while you're doing your cool skateboard trick, you'll be alerted there. And yeah, just a simple, super simple little project that you can do for any of these 3D printable heels for your Nike shoes. And of course, PT wants to highlight it. So give them encouragement, for other companies to go ahead and start adding these because, it's super cool platform to be able to attach whatever 3D printed accessory you want.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I like the concept of a semi-standardized mounting system.
Yeah.
You see that like all of the like airsoft people who put flashlights and junk on their guns, they all have like standardized rails, and it would be nice to take that out of the gun world and into fashion sneakers.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, and I liked your idea. I think you had last week where you can like print like a heel part and have like so you can mess with people when you're walking, do like bear tracks or something. So there's lots of ideas you can do.
Footprints and
exactly. Yeah. So check out the Fusion 360 file or the STLs. You can modify it and attach any craziness you want to your shoes.
Really cool. Thanks for showing those. Very exciting. Love it. Thanks, guys. Good luck on getting your LulzBot.
Yay.
All right. Let's see. Next up, we've got Melissa. Oh, and Paul came in there by accident. I'm sorry, Paul. Pull you back out. So that was a false alarm. Melissa, hey, there we go.
Hey.
Now talk about Paul.
So I wanted to show, I'm working on trying to get this Macintosh here all fixed up. It still needs a new battery inside because it's dead, but I got Mac 8.6 running on here. It came with like 7.6. This is one I got like a few years ago as actually a gift along with some Commodore 64 monitors, and I just had not even tried plugging it in until just recently, and so I've been actually having a lot of fun getting this up and running.
Which model of Mac is that?
Oh, this is the Performa 6115 CD. You can usually find them online for, I don't know, maybe 150 or something like that. But it came with the monitor and stuff. I had to get a new keyboard and mouse because I didn't have one of those. And I actually replaced the hard drive with a SCSI 2SD device. So it's actually running off of an SD card.
A little quieter, a little more reliable.
Exactly. Definitely more quiet.
What's your go-to thing to run on an old Mac that you get? Do you have a game or a program?
Actually, the thing I was trying to get running on here was HyperCard, because I wanted to play around with that. So I got that. That's why I actually had to go with the 8.6 because it was wanting to install something on the 7.6 that I didn't have. So
Good.
I updated it and it runs.
Fun. Now I want an old Mac. Look what you're doing to it. Thanks for bringing that on.
No
and
problem.
Show us your HyperCard stack when you get it finished.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
I have to learn it first, though. Bye.
Okay. There's your project. All right. Next up, we've got Scott here. And oh, yeah, the cameras are moving. I almost only brought on Scott's screen. See, it's tricky when people drop, the little buttons move. All right. What's new, Scott?
Hey, yeah, I've been experimenting with MDNS, which is multicast DNS, which Jeff had brought up in February and did a PR, and then we kind of didn't do it. But it's pretty neat because you can advertise a host name, so you can say like I'm CircuitPython, and then in a browser you can say circuitpython.local, and you'll go to that web page for that device that's on your local network. So I got to thinking, I was talking with Lamore, and I got to thinking we could use that for a web workflow. So you'd be able to do circuitpython.local, and then it would take you to like an editor where you could edit the code on any of your CircuitPython devices that are on your local network, which I think would be super rad. So I've been learning more about MDNS, and what I've got here is MDNS is kind of created by Apple, and so they use it in a lot of places. And I'm adding a new MDNS module to CircuitPython. And what I've got here is the output when I look for AirPlay devices on my local network using MDNS. So you can, not only can you do the hostname lookup, but you can also say like, hey, who provides this type of service? And so you can see here that I have like my Apple TV and my MacBook Pro are both responding to, hey, do you do AirPlay, for example? So this is how you can do discovery of other devices on your network. So the idea being that you can use the hostname resolution to get to one CircuitPython device, and then that device can look at and find all of the other ones for you, and kind of let you know what they're named as well. So I'm working on adding MDNS support to CircuitPython.
Really cool.
It's crashing a bit right now, so we'll see how that goes. And I'm about to have a baby, but yeah, it should be a cool foundation for a web workflow for CircuitPython. When the
baby or the MDNS? Oh, the MDNS.
The baby, yeah.
Baby's a great workflow foundation for sure.
No, so yeah, it looks pretty neat. I've avoided doing a web workflow for a while, and I think this is kind of that thing that can make it really easy.
Yeah.
And Whippersnapper, the work that Lauren, Brent, and Melissa have all done to make Whippersnapper really easy has been really impressive, and kind of got me like seeing an easy way to do web workflow stuff. That's so really cool. This is a piece of that.
All right. Well, thanks for that. I'm looking forward to it. And how soon until we are going to have Scott out for a while? Is that coming up pretty quickly here?
The baby is due a week from Friday. So,
all right. Best of luck.
Yeah, in the next few weeks.
All right. Probably stop on the MDNS for a little while. Just prepare mentally and emotionally.
Yeah, I'll be taking parental leave once the baby arrives.
Fantastic. Good. All right. Thanks so much, Scott. We'll see you soon.
John.
All right. Next up, we've got Jelper hanging out here with some cool hardware.
Welcome to my upstairs. So this is a PC floppy drive TAC model, and I've just been writing a floppy to it using our experimental Adafruit floppy interface. So I'm going to pull that out.
Oh boy.
And just next door.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Look at this baby.
Oops, it's gorgeous.
And slot that in there and boot it up. We'll be surprised by what we see. I mean, not me, I know.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's excellent.
Yeah, if you can't read that, that's The Oregon Trail, a classic educational title of the 80s. Downloaded from archive.org, written to a new floppy with Adafruit floppy and a standard PC floppy drive, reading and booting on a genuine old Apple II computer. So I'm really excited to see kind of one more format checked off.
That's terrific.
Yeah, so that's what's up with floppy drives this week.
Great work. Thank you for continuing to check off those boxes. It's really impressive.
All right. Well, I'm going to go die of dysentery.
Go. Don't die. Make it west. Go west.
All right. We'll see.
Thanks.
Bye, JP.
All right. Let's bring Liz on here. Hey, Liz. I'm not hearing you now. I bet I am. Yep.
So just quickly want to show I keep on my desk handheld version of Oregon.
That's excellent.
Yes. I spent many an elementary school day playing that. So one little thing I've been working on the side is kind of a CircuitPython based sequencer. I really want to use this rotary coder that's in the shop and use a matrix as like a GUI. So basically I'll just throw some random notes on. It's just a C scale, so everything should be fairly in tune. And can you hear the speaker?
Yeah, really cool.
So you can slow it down to 1/8 notes or quarter notes if you're feeling really slow. But 16th notes is really fun. And then you can speed up the BPM or slow it down. Or if you really want to tune it in, you can use the scroll wheel. And also add more notes. So yeah, it was fun figuring out like how to get the notes to stay on the matrix and also keep it scrolling. And yeah, it's just using the tone library to send out notes on the speaker.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, you've gotten a lot of interface out of that click wheel. Like you're doing a lot of stuff there, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, so it's fun to play around with. I'm hoping to maybe use this as a Eurorack interface for sending out like 1VOC sequences. So
that's really cool. Oh, I love that idea. Yeah, and a great. I love the matrix display for that kind of interface. It's really perfect.
Yeah,
doesn't feel like you're looking at a display like
exactly.
Traditional like 90s music gear kind of way. It's really elegant. I love it. Oh, that's really cool. You have a guide in mind for that?
Perhaps. I haven't chatted with Lamore about it, but
all right. Well, I put a vote for that because I'd love to see it.
And as I want to say, it's my first week full time with Adafruit too.
Yay! Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah.
So exciting. We're really glad to have you and looking forward to the kind of stuff you'll be doing with us. So
thank you so much. Yeah, I'm really excited.
Thanks, Liz. All right. Well, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
All right. Next up, Paul. I'm sorry I teased bringing you on before, but here we are now. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Nice
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. How's things? What's new?
The third episode of the podcast, the CircuitPython Show, came out yesterday with Professor John Gallagher of Boston College. We had a real fun conversation about how he's using CircuitPython in college classes with his students.
I'm really looking forward to listening to that. That's great.
And then next week, we'll have ToddBot.
Oh, good. My good friend Todd. I'm glad you'll be having him on. So where can people hear the podcast? Where are you broadcasting to?
Just search for CircuitPython Show in your favorite podcast app. We're everywhere. We're on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, you name it, we're on it.
Yeah. How have you found, is this the first podcast you've done?
It is.
How have you found the process so far? Any tips for people? Any lessons learned so far?
It's a little more work than you think. You spend a lot of time researching every episode and your guest and what they've done. So the time commitment was probably just a little more than I thought. That's probably the biggest one, but it's been fun. I mean, getting a chance to talk to these people in the community and getting to know them and being able to share that is really the goal. And I think so far it's going well.
Oh, that's great. Now, do you find that you're doing a decent amount of editing to get to a certain amount of time or a certain level of content? Like, I've always wondered what kind of ratios people get with interviews versus what they end up putting out.
We're using 90 to 95% of everything we talk about. So you're hearing almost all of the conversation. The only thing that might be professionally edited out is if we make a mistake and stumble over words like I just did. Yeah. But I actually pay someone to do it because I don't have those kind of skills. Right. And it's the same guy who does the editing for Talk Python to me, the popular Python podcast. So he's doing a heck of a job.
Yeah. It's funny. Occasionally I hear people do a retake and forget to edit it out. They'll say something. I take that again. They'll say something and you hear
exactly.
It's a human thing to have heard left in. It always makes me laugh a little bit. Great. And so do you have a lineup planned out for a certain number of episodes already? Do you have a certain cadence that you're looking to get into to bank episodes for the future?
That's exactly what I'm working on right now. So I'm calling a season approximately 6 episodes, and I'll probably take a week or 2 off, and then I'll come back with another 6. I've actually talked to so many folks that I'm probably into season 3, trying to book folks to come on.
Yeah. And what is your background coming into this? Your interest in broadcasting as well as Python?
We're in the middle of a pandemic and I needed a hobby.
Good for you.
No background in any of this. I've never done anything like this before.
Yeah. Oh, that's terrific. Congratulations on the success so far. And I look for, I've listened to the first episode. I'm looking forward to taking some dog walks and listening to the next 2 and on into the future. So thanks so much. And if people over in the Discord have any suggestions of people that they'd like to hear interviewed, can they ping you over there on our Discord?
Anytime. I'm always looking for interesting people to talk to.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Paul, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Now we've got Make It Hackin.
Hello.
Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hear you great. Nice
Awesome.
to see you.
So it's cool that you're running the show because I am showing off an update to my phone ringer.
Yes, excellent.
So it's a pretty small update, but so this was version 1, and version 1.2 has a feather wing breakout, so you can put a feather wing on this thing. And if you don't have a feather wing, you can put a LiPo battery there. A couple other things that I fixed were before I had to do a bodge wire, so I got rid of that. And then not all feather wings have pull-up or not all feathers have pull-up resistors for buttons, or internal pull-up resistors. So I built it in so they can be added externally like that. And then so I'm just demoing the feather wing OLED here, and then these buttons are the same as these buttons. So it's just a demo of using the feather wing to ring it now. So still works through the IO thing. I haven't done any software updates, but
that's terrific.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to putting my kit together. You were gracious enough to send me out a PCB, so I've got all the parts ready, and I'm going to build a phone ringer, and hopefully I'll show it.
I have extra 1.2, so wait until I send you one of these.
Well, thank
so
you.
It has the updates on it. So,
yeah, really cool project. For people who don't know, who are watching, this is not trivial to ring telephones.
Yeah, not at all.
It's
lots of voltage needed.
Lots of voltage, some particular timing. It's an AC thing, right, or a sine wave.
Yeah, AC.
Bang, essentially 2 different magnetic coils back and forth. It's not like you're going to walk up with a 9-volt battery, and it comes up a lot for people who are doing theatrical stuff still, as well as, of course, people who want to do escape rooms or just have a conversation piece. So I am so excited to put this together. I'll wait for the revision on the PCB, but really great work. And for people who are interested, you have a Tindy store, is that correct, where they can pick these up?
So they're not on the Tindy store yet. I was waiting until 1.2 came out. The 1.2 PCBs just arrived this afternoon, so it looks like everything works. So they might be up sometime soon.
Okay. And can they check Make It Hackin?
Yeah, MakeItHackin.com's got all my links on it.
Yeah, super.
And just for the people, I guess, who weren't here a couple or a few weeks ago, whenever it was. So this is a telephone ringer. John said that it's not trivial to ring it, but just the setup that I have here is feather goes here. There's kind of like a spot if you do a standoff to put a battery underneath, and you have a few buttons to ring a few different styles or whatever you want. There's some indicator LEDs. Now there's a feather wing breakout. You can do it from USB, or you can put on a battery. I don't think the batteries last too long, depending on the size. That signal is fed into this boost converter, boosts it from about, I think, 4 to about 40 volts. And then it goes into the Adafruit 8871 motor controller. And then the motor controller is powered or signaled from the Arduino or Feather, and creates that sine wave, and then goes into the RJ11 jack and into your phone. So that's how it works. If you go to, I'll put the link in the Discord, but all of this is on GitHub, so I'll link that in the chat.
Excellent. Yeah, so you've got things like U.S. ring, British ring, people with just different patterns that are available that people could pick. depending
Yeah,
on
and it runs on Adafruit IO, so you can ring it from your phone.
so cool.
So, yeah.
You know, that gives me a thought, because I have a little alert that I've used during my live streams, and there's a couple people who can use a glitch.io page to let me know if I've got my audio dropped, because it's something I never noticed.
Yeah.
You're mute for a while.
Yeah.
I should really switch that over to a phone ringing, because there's no ignoring that.
Don't let them abuse it, though.
No, yeah, you have to trust people with that one.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for bringing that on. Great progress.
Yep.
Bye-bye. All right, and last up we've got Mark. Hello.
Hey. So I said I'd bring it back. The game turn timer project that I've been working on is now in its final case, and everything's working. So you can set how many players, set colors for every single player, and then start finding out who actually takes the longest when you're playing your games.
That's
and
so
it'll
great.
just cycle through all this for as long as you take. On the back now, it's all on one of the Perma Proto boards, which made it really easy to hook up the whole mess of wires, which you can't really see clearly, from all the segments on the front and the LED strips and the buttons. Yeah, so made it super easy to work.
I really like you did a thing there with the Molex connectors from your buttons, didn't you? So that you can plug them directly into the board, huh?
So the blue LED button on the front screws in, and I didn't want to have to solder it through. And I had those arcade connectors, which fit the button. And then the other end was a connector that I just happened to have a spare connector sitting around.
Great.
That worked perfectly. It's one thing that actually, for a lot of people trying to build your first 3D projects that you print yourself, I found was having like a bunch of connectors around is useful, because you will mess it up. And trying to desolder it is the worst thing in the world. If there's one thing I hate worse than soldering.
Sometimes it feels like about 25 to 50% of a project is interconnection of the wiring. Like, it's just to get it right so that you're not hating yourself later. You actually really have to do a lot of work to make interconnects happen.
Yeah, the wiring itself isn't hard. It's getting it all hooked up, but
together and apart and together again.
Yeah. No, in the project, I beta tested it with my friends playing a game this weekend, and it's amazing how quickly everyone was as equally concerned about how long their turns were.
That's so great.
Yeah. And they gave me some suggestions. They're like, you should figure out the total score divided by the time to figure out who's most efficient. And
now they're gamifying the game timer, of course.
Yeah, so we made a game of the game timer on top of it, because we're a little bit too competitive at times.
Yeah. Maybe a separate device to do all of that work that watches the game timer. Excellent. Thanks. And is this a project that you're thinking of documenting or putting up files?
Yeah, I haven't documented yet. I've got the code up on GitHub. If anyone's interested, I'll post the link. It's all done using the new async IO. So it's a good non-trivial example of that, which I actually was able to learn a lot by doing it that way. So
that's great.
I'll post that link.
Good. Yeah. For people who are watching, head to our Discord to see where that link gets posted. That's adafruit.it/Discord in the live broadcast chat channel. All right. Thanks so much. And we're going to say goodbye to you and say goodbye to me, because it is time for Ask an Engineer. So thank you, everybody who came and brought excellent projects. Thanks to everyone who hopped into the chat. It was a really fun night of cool show and tell. And like I said, stay tuned for Ask an Engineer happening in right now. Bye-bye.